Hi, I'm Keith Urban, and welcome back to the CMT 100 Greatest Songs of Country Music. Now, these songs are picked from a very, very long list of candidates. A panel of experts, including the membership of the Country Music Association, did the voting. And believe me, it was hard to get them down to just 100. But now we're at the halfway point in the countdown. So, before we continue, let's take a look back at the greatest country songs that were chosen, from 75 to 51. At number 50 on our list, this song created more fireworks than the 4th of July. The lyrics shed light on the issue of domestic violence, and a powerful video added fuel to the fire, bringing the point of the song home in a graphic and very memorable way.
Independence Day just really moved me. I think it moved everybody.
Not only is it a very moving story, but it's so well written.
That song was such an ugly story, but so completely honest and brutal.
Well, she seemed all right by dawn's early light, though she looked a little worried and weak.
Because nobody else could sing that with that kind of range.
Let freedom ring.
Independence Day was very controversial when it came out.
And many disc jockeys were uncomfortable playing it because it dealt with domestic violence.
It was a great moment for country music when that song hit, and even though it never made #1, it is a career record.
I just felt that pang and related to it and thought it was so well done.
Let a guilty pay.
After September 11th, 2001, people wanted to hear it again because it talked about Independence Day.
It's Independence Day.
It became a bit of a patriotic anthem after that.
It's a great song. I'm very proud that I'm the one that got to record it.
It's Independence Day. I can't stop.
I made up my mind.
That's just a beautiful song. The melody and the passion in it.
To live in memories of a lonesome time.
And Ray Charles takes this thing and just rips it open and bears its soul.
So I'll just live my life.
The song emerged as a huge hit from the pop star's landmark 1962 concept album, Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music. Ray's soul-charged single hit the top of the country, pop, and R&B charts.
I mean, you couldn't go no place in this country and don't hear I Can't Stop Loving You.
The album became not only the biggest seller of Ray's career, but the exposure of his smash helped raise country's profile in the early 60s.
Ray Charles's album of country classics did more for country music than any other one artist has ever done.
He kind of jumped over and grabbed those songs and made them his own.
It's such a classic. Everybody knows it. They know the way it goes, and it's so soulful, and I just love that song.
Ronnie Dunn wrote the next song in our countdown before he ever teamed up with Kix Brooks. Ronnie used to perform solo in honky-tonks all over the Southwest, and he was told by the owners to get people up on their feet and dancing so they'd order more drinks and, you know. The song more than succeeded when Brooks and Dunn released it on their debut album in 1991. It got the whole country up and dancing and thirsty for more.
Out in the country past the city limit sign where there's a honky-tonk near the county line.
Boots Scootin' Boogie came out right at the right time. It was timing.
It's kind of this superficial, real paint-by-numbers ABC kind of song. But to me, it's one of the greatest country songs ever written because it's so simple and you just get it.
Every club in the United States, when that song came out, you know, people went to clubs, started line dancing and doing Jello shots.
Actually, I think Ronnie started it. I think
the line dance?
Yeah, he's the one that invented that line dance.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Had nothing to do with line dance. I was writing about the lifestyle, about the people that would come to those clubs every weekend consistently.
If you love line dancing, you know, pat Ronnie and Kicks on the back because that's what started. If you hate it, then, you know, blame them because that's the song that started the whole thing.
They would dance, drink, have a good time, and go to work hard all week, and come back and do it again.
The dance floor's hopping and it's hotter than the 4th of July.
Sometimes it's just simple stuff that people get and can lock into and put their own world into it without having to work too hard.
Whoa, get down, turn around, go to town, boot scoot.
You thought that I'd be waiting up when you came home last night.
She told stories in just plain spoken truth, you know, and that's what I think has made her as great as she is.
It was the Tell It Like It Is #1 hit that would establish newcomer Loretta Lynn as a female force to be reckoned with.
It's just her coming out in that song, and that's what I love about her music and her as a person.
On your mind, just stay out there on the town and see what you can find.
It was just what she was going through in her life at that time.
You're not going to run over me. You know, I'm standing up for myself, and you're not going to do it to me.
Don't come home a drinking. We've heard that a few times.
Unapologetically tackling a once taboo topic, the song would set the bar for a new generation of hard-hitting female vocalists.
I think a lot of women probably wanted to say that, but they couldn't. But through Loretta Lynn, they could.
Don't come home a drinking with loving on your mind like you think you're entitled to take advantage of me, dude.
Just stay out.
Loretta was telling it like it was, and she was speaking for all women. You knew she meant it. You think Mooney listened?
No, don't come home a drinking with loving on your mind.
Desperado, why don't you come to your senses?
In 1973, the Eagles released Desperado, a thoughtful lyrical ballad that fueled the country's obsession with outlaws, cowboys, and the Old West.
Desperado, I've always said, is one of the greatest songs in pop culture.
It's a very organic song. It's all symbolic about Desperado, but the way he writes, you really get what it's about.
Will hurt you somehow.
Its sheer poetry struck a chord with both rock and country fans, challenging their fellow musicians to stretch their creativity to the limit.
The Queen of Hearts is always your best bet. You know, don't chase material things. Come from the heart. That's what country music has always been about.
I know how hard it is to really capture picturesque moments in a song, and that song is completely full from top to bottom.
It was a song that spoke to the outlaw, the loner, the wannabe rebel.
It's written so well, and I'm such a fan of the Eagles. It's a huge karaoke favorite.
I mean, everyone's covered that damn song, but they particularly nailed it.
One of the best songs of all time, truly a classic.
Coming up, the three things every aspiring country singer wants, and a very grown-up song by a very young girl. When the CMT 100 Greatest Songs of Country Music returns. We've all got our own way of dealing with a broken heart. Some people jump straight into other relationships, and others might just get good and drunk. But Dwight Yoakam, well, he's way too cool for any of that. To take his mind off his troubles, he only needs three things.
Guitars, Cadillacs, hillbilly music.
Guitars and Cadillacs changed my life.
That song, has to do with a lot of hurt and heartache and, being taught lessons.
Guitars, Cadillacs, hillbilly music. The only thing that keeps me hanging on.
I remember just hearing that song and it just exploded in my head because at the time, that song was totally unique. No one was doing that kind of raw, hardcore, honky-tonk music at the time.
Ain't no glamour in this tinsel land.
Here came Dwight Yoakam with a raw Telecaster and a badass fiddle sound and his cool clothes and everything, and it just really made me stand up and pay attention.
It's like this raw desperation in a way to kick your head back and just pedal to the metal and go for it.
Just had that wonderful, good feel, made you happy to hear it.
Guitars, Cadillacs, hillbilly music, lonely, lonely streets of Paco.
That's what everybody dreams of. I mean, as far as being a musician, you dream of, guitars, lavish cars, and being able to, sing hillbilly music.
The only thing that keeps me hanging on.
That Cadillac meant you'd made it. When you came out of the hills of Kentucky, if you had a Cadillac, you were somebody.
It's the only thing that keeps me hanging on. I rushed home from work like I always do.
Vince is famous for writing songs that just, if they don't make you emotional, if they don't make a tear come to your eye, something is mentally or physically wrong with you.
'Cause nobody answered when I called your name.
He brings out the longing of that song.
Oh, the lonely sound of my voice calling.
Very straight ahead, ideal country music song. Rips your heart out every time you hear it.
Just like rain, the tears keep falling.
When he asked me to come in and sing on When I Call Your Name, I remember I think I was standing on my tiptoes trying to sing harmony with him.
I had sung the song and it was there. Oh, okay, yeah, we kind of like this one. And then Patty's voice, she started singing it and sang 3 notes of the first line, and Tony and I just...
I just closed my eyes and almost forget that I'm supposed to come in singing with him.
It was just one of those made-in-heaven combinations.
Nobody answered. I'll call your name.
When Tanya Tucker signed a record deal at the ripe old age of 13, her producers wanted her debut song to be the happiest girl in the world. But Tanya had something a little more sophisticated in mind.
First time I heard myself on the radio was, I was sitting out in the car, Bill Mack on WBAP.
And did I hear you say he was?
And he said, there's a little girl that just come out with a new record, and Tanya Tucker, Delta Dawn. I just felt very proud.
She's 41 and her daddy still calls her baby.
It was the song that introduced the world to Tanya Tucker, a gravel-voiced woman child projecting worldly experience and fierce determination beyond her years. It was an unlikely debut from one so young, but it showcased her talents perfectly.
She tackled some pretty intense subjects early on in her career, and Delta Dawn was a huge hit.
At her younger days, they called her Delta Dawn.
It makes me wonder, at that age, did she even know what she was singing about? That's a pretty heavy song when you get right down to subject matter.
Then a man of a low degree stood by her side.
She was talking about a woman who literally had pretty much just been driven crazy from unrequited love.
And then did I hear you say he was meeting you here today?
It's an extraordinary moment in country music history and an extraordinary performance and a great, great country song.
I think it's classic in the sense that we can all hum the song.
To take you to his mansion in the sky.
Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl.
A story about a gunfighter and his love and what it pushed him to do, you know, to ultimately lose his life because he just couldn't stay away.
Nighttime would find me in Rose's cantina. Music would play and Martina would whirl.
It should be a movie. I mean, I can almost see myself up on that hill overlooking El Paso, you know?
Out through the back door of Rose's I ran.
You never ever knew the cowboy's name, you know. You only ever knew Felina. But, and I think that was ingenious because you put yourself in the cowboy's shoes, and that's who you were, him.
My love is strong and it pushes me onward. Down off the hill to Felina I go.
I want to be Felina so bad. It hurts. I want him to be Marty Robbins and me be Felina. And I want to whirl and then hold him while he dies and the whole thing.
I see the white puff of smoke from the rifle. I feel the bullet go deep in my chest.
My chance is past. He's dead and I'm not Mexican.
It's a great story, you know? You wonder if he's going to get away or, you know, if he's going to get the girl. And you have to listen close to see what happens.
Cradled by two loving arms that I'll die for. One little kiss and Felina, goodbye.
Here's what's coming up on the countdown.
There was a whole period in there where you could be nuts in country music.
And if we could all go into everybody's living room and bedrooms, we'd find out they're probably a little bit more strange than we are.
She's a sensual person as far as I'm concerned.
When the CMT 100 Greatest Songs of Country Music continues. Hi, I'm Keith Urban. Welcome back to our countdown. There are some singers that just grab you and pull you in from the very first note. And Patsy Cline was an absolute master of this gift. Even when she was singing of the nightmare of unrequited love, she made it sound as sweet as a lullaby.
The thing that I remember most whenever you say Sweet Dreams is that initial little glissando of the strings at the beginning of Patsy's record.
The strings on the record kill me.
Sweet dreams of you.
That is one of the most well-written songs and the most passionately sung songs I've ever heard in my life.
3 minutes of perfection.
You don't love me, it's plain.
It really doesn't need a whole lot of music behind it. Just a beautiful melody.
It sounded very romantic to me because it had all this, the violence and her voice, they blending together so beautifully.
It's just so achy, and on the Sweet Dreams, the part where it's really slow, you could just hear such ache in her holding out those 2 notes.
It was an extension of herself, that song, in the moment as she sang it in the studio. She could just be abandoned and the music still came.
It's really hard to have a favorite Patsy Cline record. I mean, and even, you know, I might have a different one tomorrow, but Sweet Dreams is always the one that really grabs me by the heart every time I hear it.
Having sweet dreams about you.
Hello, walls. Hot things go for you today.
Hello, wall. And then the answer back.
Hello, hello. Truly's brilliant.
The brilliantly off-kilter Hello Walls was written by Willie Nelson in 1961. Sung from the perspective of a man whose love has left him with no one to talk to but, you guessed it, the walls.
It's such a cool hook. Who would have thought?
And I bet you dread to spend another lonely night with me.
I feel like crap. Hey, Wenda, how's it going? I'm really depressed. I just think that's a killer way to write a song.
Hello, Wenda.
I went in the studio to cut it, and I remember all the musicians were saying, hello, microphone, hello, Wenda, hello, floor, and laughing at me. I said, well, go ahead and laugh. I put it out, and it was the biggest hit record I ever had.
Don't you miss her? Ah, since she upped and walked away.
He thinks that they are missing his baby every bit as much as he is. So his grasp on reality is no longer.
There was a whole period in there where you could be nuts in country music and it was okay. You know, you could have gone off the deep end. You had songs about going off the deep end.
All stick together, or else I'll lose my mind.
It's truly one of the premier examples of genius in country music songwriting.
But lonely walls, I'll keep you company.
Make the world go away.
Make the world go away.
Make the world go away. Get it off my shoulder. I just love that song.
Make the World Go Away, one of the most recorded songs of all time, was written by legendary songwriter Hank Cochran in 1962.
He took it to his song publisher, and the song publisher said, that's the worst thing I've ever heard. People don't think like that. People don't want to make the world go away. Well, you know what? They do. Eddie Arnold heard it. Eddie Arnold knew that this would appeal.
Eddie took the song to the top of the charts in 1965. It was a time when country had evolved into the grandiose orchestral style known as the Nashville Sound.
It was very, adult contemporary and laid back, and all of those things are exactly what the Nashville Sound was. That record totally exemplifies it.
Do you remember when you loved me?
Make the World Go Away is one of the best Eddie Arnold songs. And he is so smooth.
Say the things you used to say.
Sometimes now I feel like get everybody out of here and leave me alone. I think we all feel that way sometimes, and that song says it pretty well.
Contrary to Hank Cochran's publisher, people do want the world to go away sometimes.
Now, sometimes a singer is able to take a subject that's been written about a million times before and breathe new life into it. That's just what Faith Hill did when she recorded this testament to true love at number 38, Breathe.
The whole world just fades away, and the only thing
In 1999, the stunning Faith Hill seduced listeners with the sultry, smooth, sexy ballad, Breathe.
I can feel you breathe, it's washing over me, and suddenly I'm melting into you. There's nothing.
Faith Hill did a really amazing job on interpreting the song and singing it, and it really showcased her voice.
When she sings that, you feel the heat of her. It's just a real sexy song.
I can feel you
Breathe went on to become Faith's 7th #1 single, winning countless awards and industry praise.
Breathe became the most played song of 2000, which beat out Smooth by Carlos Santana and Rob Thomas.
I'm first attracted to a piece of work. It could be musically, it could be lyrically. It just has to make me feel something. It has to hit me in some way.
need for words right now.
She's a sensual person as far as I'm concerned, and the song is very sensual.
Caught up in the touch.
But saying kind of what every woman secretively thinks in her mind, captures those real quiet moments when sharing those special times with someone that you love.
The first time I heard it on the radio, it felt like it was my very first single.
You'd have to look quite a while to find somebody to do a better performance on it. The production, everything about the song worked.
Being with you gets me that way.
Coming up, a situation 50% of American couples find themselves in, and the story of a mini-skirted mama and small-town scandal when the CMT 100 Greatest Songs of Country Music continues. Welcome back. Roger Miller wrote part of this next song in a hotel room in Boise, Idaho. Now, after the song became a huge success, he went back to the same hotel and got the brass number plate off his room door. He kept it on his own bedroom door for years. But there's no hotels for the guy in this song. He's into the world of the double wide. Here's Roger Miller with King of the Road.
Trailers for sale.
It was simply one of the coolest songs I've ever heard. It's so well written.
I ain't got no cigarettes.
King of the Road just had that pop thing going and the snap. It was very hip.
King of the Road is from, the king of the psychobillies, Roger Miller. It's so matter of fact. I mean, even down to the finger snaps.
It sounds like he's just swinging. He might as well be a member of the Rat Pack.
Destination Bangor, Maine. Whoa, worn out suit and shoes. I don't pay no union dues.
First of all, it's just a great song. It's a combination of jazz and country and that incredible bass line.
Man, love means by no means king of the road.
One time I was in a bathroom and at the urinal, and the guy next to me is whistling King of the Road just randomly, so it follows me.
No pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, but
King of the Road was slick and cool across the board. Everybody loved it.
8x12 four-bit room, and I'm
the love of the language and the reality of the imagery, it was just a perfect song.
the king of the road, the king of the road. I was standing by my window.
In the best country gospel songs, or best gospel songs, period, it's a song about hope.
Since the beginning of the 20th century, this song has been handed down from generation to generation, a sacred hymn about man's expectations of the great beyond.
The question is, will the circle of this family one day be reunited? It's been broken here. Will it come back together in the afterlife?
Well, the circle being broken to me is kind of the mother of all country songs. Even though it's not the first, it's kind of central.
Undertaker, Undertaker, please drive slow.
It's a connector between Appalachian music and country music.
The song was originally recorded by the Carter family in the 1920s, but it has come to represent the spirit of the country music community as a whole, a common thread that keeps the tradition alive.
Foundation of a culture, that song.
It became a song that symbolized the roots and the traditions of country music.
I remember hearing somebody say something about, if you don't know all the words to this song, you shouldn't be working in the music industry.
If you're going to do a show with a lot of different artists, what's the song we're going to all do together? Will the circle be unbroken?
Today, over 50% of married couples in America do it. But when this song came out in 1968, and I was 1 year old, the subject matter was rarely even discussed in public. In fact, it was so taboo that even the word itself had to be spelled out. And I'm not talking about S-E-X.
Our little boy is 4 years old and quite a little man.
D-I-V-O-R-C-E is one of those songs that I don't think anybody could ever remember not hearing.
I listened to D-I-V-O-R-C-E just over and over and over, and it was just in constant play in my cassette player.
Our D-I-V-O-R-C-E becomes final today.
It was a song ahead of its time, D-I-V-O-R-C-E hit the charts during the 1960s, with Tammy Wynette delivering the message.
Divorce was definitely an issue that came to every small town, but not too many people sang about it.
Nobody sang with that cry. Nobody put that much emotion into their song.
Stop this D-I-V-O-R-C-E.
She sang from an inner thing, the heart, the soul.
Just makes your hair stand on end when you hear her sing it.
She's spelling divorce to keep her kid from knowing about what's going on, and it's just heart-wrenching.
That's dripping down my cheek.
It's such a piece of craftsmanship. The way it's sewn together and the way it's done is so perfect.
D-I-V-O-R-C-E. I want to tell you all a story about a Harper Valley widowed wife who had a teenage daughter who attended Harper Valley Junior High.
In 1968, with America's sexual revolution in full swing, Jeannie C. Riley released this Tom T. Hall hit that had conservative listeners' ears burning literally overnight.
She goes in Friday to cut this song, and by Saturday people are talking about it, and somewhere midway through the next week she was a star.
It was amazing how the public received it, and I could go across the dial and find it on almost any station.
The little mini skirts that Jeannie C. Riley wore probably didn't hurt things either.
And if you'll smell Shirley Thompson's breath, you'll find she's had a little nip of gin.
The song's spunk and sass inspired a campy 70s film and TV series starring Barbara Eden. And more than 30 years after the phenomenon the song created, small-town gossips are still handing out attitude.
I relate so well to that song. I have, kids in high school, and I would go to PTA meetings, and I was always looked at like, can't believe she's here.
And then you have the nerve to tell me you think that as a mother I'm not fit.
And she proceeded to just tell them all of their issues and their gossip.
Well, this is just a little Peyton place, and you're all Harper Valley hypocrites.
If we could all go into everybody's living room and bedrooms, we'd find out they're probably a little bit more strange than we are.
The day my mama socked it to the Harper Valley PTA.
Here's what's coming up on the countdown.
His voice is not like anyone else's. He's just the true original. Something you'd want to put on when you're with your boyfriend or something, late at night in the back of the car.
When the CMT 100 Greatest Songs of Country Music continues. Hey, I'm Keith Urban. For an artist, picking the right song is tricky business. There's always the dilemma, do I record the song or pass on it? What if someone else records it and it's a big hit? Well, our next song was originally offered to Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson as a duet. But Waylon passed, so Willie did it as a solo. At number 33, Always on My Mind.
Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have.
His voice is not like anyone else's. He's just the true original.
I really love the song. I thought it was something that I would enjoy singing every night.
I guess the song itself is a way for a man to say I'm sorry through a song in a manly kind of way.
It's one of Willie Nelson's best-known songs, taking top 5 spots on the country and pop charts in 1982. But the Red-Headed Stranger wasn't the first to give it life. Always on My Mind originally appeared as an Elvis B-side.
Always on my mind. You were always on my mind.
It was sad because we knew that he and Priscilla were breaking up, and it was just the end of an era.
All those lonely, lonely times.
Willie's was more like something you'd want to put on when you're with your boyfriend or something, late at night in the back of the car.
You were always on my mind.
You
For millions of fans, Willie's thoughtful phrasing perfectly captured the feelings of a man who let love slip through his fingers.
I could pick maybe 3 songs in this world that I would have wanted to have written. That would have been one of them.
The record "You Were Always on My Mind" was an incredible performance. There's no way around it.
You were always on my mind.
I'm gonna be where the lights are shining on me, like a rhinestone cowboy. Bum, bum.
Come on, everybody in the world knows that song.
Singing the same old song.
He starts another career in the middle of the 70s with the record that ultimately was his biggest hit ever.
Rhinestone Cowboy was just such a big, big record. I mean, this thing transcended all lines of music.
Glenn, a lot of people don't give him as much credit as he deserves for being the guy to bring in a lot of pop audience to country music.
It was a huge song. It became a signature song for Glenn Campbell, who'd already had several.
But I'm gonna be where the lights are shining on me, like a rhinestone cowboy.
I like the plot of Rhinestone Cowboy. If you really listen to the verses, he's down and out. He's been walking the streets, he's broke, and he's got a big dream.
Rhinestone Cowboy, being a little kid, cowboys and Indians, it made me want to be a cowboy.
You can see it. I mean, the song is one of the songs that's so vivid.
I like to think of myself as the Rhinestone Cowboy sometimes without the rhinestone.
The smile can hide all the pain, but you're down when you're riding the train. That's taking the long way.
It's like it's a classic poor boy dream song.
Like a rhinestone cowboy.
When you're writing a song, being able to turn a phrase is so important. For example, I'm loyal and I behave myself because I've got a good woman in my life. Just doesn't work, does it? But when Johnny Cash rephrased that thought to "Because you're mine, I walk the line," it made all the difference.
I keep a close watch on the heart of mine.
I was abducted by that song. I've often said I felt like that song was an alien and came and took me off somewhere and changed my life forever.
Because you're mine, I walk the line.
I Walk the Line was a revolutionary song. When it first came out, nobody had heard anything like that.
I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day is through.
Johnny Cash wrote I Walk the Line in the 1950s while he was stationed in Germany with the Air Force. It was a love letter to his first wife, Vivian Liberto, a promise to always be true.
Mixing of metaphors that have to do with his military experiences.
As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night.
Keeping watch over, being a sentry over, his heart. Fascinating song.
Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Saying, boy, there are opportunities all along the way where I can stray from my love for you, but I'm not going to because I walk the line. What a great way to say I will be true to you.
You know, he does walk the line.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine.
Just that kind of monotone delivery and that relentless beat, it was incredibly hypnotic.
Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Well, that's it for this hour of the CMT 100 Greatest Songs of Country Music. What songs will we discover in the next hour? Here's some hints. Dolly Parton makes a promise she plans to keep. Kenny Rogers gets the deal of a lifetime. And George Strait's best pickup line. I'm Keith Urban. Thanks for watching.
Pop About It PTA was, I sang that everywhere. I've sung that song many a time. And my mother made me a little short mini skirt about this long. And I think the sash was about that long, and a little white shirt and my white go-go boots. And boy, I'd get out there and, throw that hip out and I want to tell you all the story, And that was a big song for me when I was a kid.
Well, we used to drink. We'd get liquored up pretty good with some Budweisers and some
old number 7, and it'd be really quiet, and my friend Guillermo Gonzalez used to just break into Delta Dawn, and then I'd join in, and we'd both be singing Delta at parties, and it became a thing, where we just go, Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? And it just became a thing with us. We'd play it in the car, play it loud. I got it on my iPod.